Hello and welcome to Books of Blood. My name is John, and today I've got a review of J.P. Willey's Blood in the Woods. So it took me a long time to read this book, and I'm not saying it took me a long, actually, let me rephrase that. It took me a long time to get around to reading this book, and I don't really know why that is. But anyway, I wasn't really sure how I wanted to review this book, but then I thought to myself, why don't I review this book by first of all asking you guys a question? And that question is this: do you remember what it was like when you were 11 or 12 years old? Because I can tell you flat out right now, I remember exactly what it was like when I was 12 years old. First of all, I had my friends that I'd hang out with. We'd ride bikes together. We'd go on little adventures together. We did stuff like putting cards in the spokes of our spokes of our bicycles and make it sound like a motorcycle. We set up ramps and we jumped ramps. We jumped over everything. I mean, I can't tell you how many times that I went jumping off a ramp and then sliding off the bicycle seat onto the bar. And I wonder if I can even have children now because of that. I don't know. And then also 12 years old, 11, 12 years old, you're just starting to show that interest in girls. Instead of sitting there going, ew, girls give you cooties, it's more one of those things like, oh, wait a minute, I'm just noticing you now. I mean, wow. I mean, you notice a girl's pretty hair. You notice how nice she smells, or just how she looks in general. Those are things, all right? And you didn't have to, you didn't have to put up with too much, and you especially, and I'm going around the world with this. I'm going around the world with this point, but in J.P. Willey's Blood in the Woods, that's exactly the same thing that happens. The only thing that happens as well is that these children in this book, especially these two best friends, Jack and Jody, not only do they go through these things, but they also experience evil. And I mean, I'm not talking about like when you see this, when you look at the cover of it, you think, well, there must be some monster in the woods or something like that, some kind of a demon or devilish looking thing like the Jersey Devil or something like that. And that's not the case. The evil in this book, in Blood in the Woods, is unfortunately, it's all too human. And so what happens is one day Jody and Jack, they're out on this adventure and they find this trailer, and inside the trailer, it's an old looking abandoned trailer, I would reckon, but they find this trailer, and inside the trailer or around the trailer or whatever are a couple of calves, and these calves have been killed. I mean, ritualistically killed. Their throats have been cut and all kinds of things. And I'm sorry, I guess I should get to a point about this. One thing about this book is that there are several scenes in this where animals are killed. So if that is something that you're not into, I'm going to tell you right now, just stay away from this book, because it's not going to, I love the book myself, but I did not cherish or love the things that happened to these animals, especially a couple of the animals. None of them deserved it. I'm not saying that any of them deserved it, but yeah, there were just a few times it's like, I just felt so horrible for it happening. Anyway, so they see this, and whoever did it to these animals, saw that they saw this. And the rest of the book is basically these boys having to stay one step ahead of these guys, I guess you could call them, I don't know if they're a cult, but they are Satan worshipers. That's exactly what they are. And they've got to stay one step ahead of them. I mean, no matter where they turn, no matter what they do, these guys or these people are on them, and they want to kill them. And they not only want to kill them, but they want to kill their entire family. I mean, and these boys already have enough of a problem with things going on. I mean, one of them finds out that his grandfather has cancer. Then he finds out that they're moving away, and he's going to, lose being able to see his best friend. He's got girl problems. He's got a girlfriend, and also he's going through a rebellious phase. So you put that all on top, put everything on top of that, and then you got these weirdos that are just everywhere. I mean, these guys, it's just like every page I read of this book, once they find these mutilated calves and all these ritualistic symbols and stuff, pentagrams and things like that, it seems like every page of this book is just dripping with some kind of dread. You just feel like not only are these two, Jody and Jack and their families, not only are they having to look over their shoulder, but I just felt like I had to look over my shoulder because the writer just conveyed that sense of dread so well, so eloquently, that, I mean, I was just afraid for these boys on every single page, no matter what. It's like, okay, well, they go to the high school dance, or not high school, I think it's middle school, but anyway, they go to the dance, and even something that even happens there. You can't even just go and have a good time. And the same thing goes with going swimming at this old swimming hole and stuff. Everything, there's just a sense of dread throughout this entire book. And I give this book, excuse me, I don't know why I've got so much, I'm sorry. Anyway, I give this book 5 stars. I mean, this is just one of the most fantastic, it's definitely a coming of age. And to me, it's just one of the most fantastic mixes of coming of age and horror that I think I've read in an absolute long time. All right. And I'm not going to keep on running my mouth about everything. I'm just saying, if you have not read this book, and I'll hold the cover up again, that's Blood in the Woods, J.P. Willey. By all means, I mean, pick yourself up a copy on your Kindle or whatever. But that's going to do it. That is my review. That is why I love this book so much. And the things the way it spoke to me, and just the feeling of dread throughout the entire book. Everything just came together so perfectly. All right, so that's going to do it. That is my review of Blood in the Woods by J.P. Willey. I'm going to post this on Tuesday afternoon. It is Friday. The weekend is coming up. So anyway, you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to y'all later, all right? Bye-bye.